Welcome to Isobel Wren's tutorials for make benefit glorious cam models and other human peoples. To see me in a live cam show for more tutorials or to make the sexy times, go to my website wrensamerica.com. Alright, here we are. Second tutorial deals with light and shadow in your images. And possibly color if we have time. If not, the third one's gonna have to be colored. Oh, someone was asking me in the comments of the last video, what program am I using? I am using Photoshop CS4. There are lots of other programs. This is just the one I happen to be familiar with. So, I'm gonna go to our layers. Background layer is locked. Just double click on that, create a layer from background. There are lots and lots of things that you cannot do with your image if it is locked. So that's the first thing I always do. The second thing, equally as important, save. Cannot tell you how many times I've forgotten to do that. Finished and made my final JPEG, not PSD. You need to make sure to make the PSD, because then it keeps all your layers and you can edit it again later. Save. Okay. Now we go down here and we select levels. Brings us to this fancy screen here. I would like to emphasize right now that this is not the only way to do this. There are trillions of ways to achieve the same result in Photoshop. This is just the way that I know how to do it. So you're going to drag that little slider, click on it and drag it over here. You can see your image is getting darker and darker and darker. So drag it until you can see most of your shadows. Let's say right there. I'm going to go back to layers. Now we have two layers. You can see the one with the levels and layer 0, which is your image. Click layer 0. And we go over here to the dodge tool. I'm going to make this guy a little smaller, which you can use by pressing the square bracket key if you are on a Mac. I'm guessing it's probably the same thing on a PC, but I don't really know. Go up here to your exposure. If you have really light shadows, you can crank the exposure down, or if you just want to peel away a layer of shadow at a time, you can crank it down. Me, I like to nuke from orbit, so I keep it at 100%. Now you're going to go over your image, click down, or click on the image, hold the mouse key down, and just start scrubbing away. I would recommend scrubbing only a little bit at a time, letting up on the left mouse key, and then scrubbing a little bit more. Because if you find you've made a mistake, and you've been holding it down the whole time, when you go to undo that mistake by going to edit and step backwards, or edit and undo, you've lost a whole bunch of work. So now you can see we're just going to do a little more there. You don't want to get too close to your image because you'll take out shadow from your image itself, and that would be a bummer. La la la. And you see it's only peeling back a little bit at a time, and you go over it several times to get rid of it. That's just a little bit more subtle, and it keeps you from really effing up your image, taking away all the shadows. La 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 la. You see here, there's the little join mark where the backdrop met the floor. It's a little bit of shadow by my head here. La la la. Oop, just missed that and went over my head a little. Oh, that's embarrassing. And you see here where I'm getting close to my jeans, you can see that it's making the jeans lighter too. Ideally, we wouldn't want to do that, but I'm being a lazy hoe right now. Alright, so now that you have that done, let's get rid of this layer here. You could trash the entire layer by going to the trash can, or you could just undo the eyeball. There you go. No more shadows. La.